Hello everyone. In today's class, we will learn how to get input from user using the keyboard with the help of examples. Java provides three different classes to get input from users. We have scanner method, console method, buffered reader method. But in this tutorial, we'll be making use of scanner method. But before you can use scanner method, you need to create instantiation of the scanner class. And what is instantiation? It means to create an object from the scanner constructor, which will be used throughout in the program. Then connect the object name and the associated variable data type using next method. When we get to our coding environment, I will explain this concept better. The following are the things that can be done with scanner method. At runtime, the program will prompt the user for a value or informs them of something. As such, the scanner takes input from user in the console window, stores the input value in the defined variable, uses the input value in the processing code block. Now, before you start coding at all, there are simple steps you need to follow. You need to analyze the given problem, identify your input variables and output variables, identify the constants, if any. Then, what are the steps to start coding to get input from the user? You need to import the scanner class, and you must write this import at the top of the class definition. Then instantiate the scanner class, declare your input and output variables, process the formula, and display your output. Let us look at a scenario before we go into coding proper. Here, on the right hand side, before you can get input from the user, you'll be making use of next method. The next method returns the data type value that is associated with any variable that you declare. If your variable have the data type int, then the scanner method to use will be next int. If the data type is string, the scanner will be next line and up to boolean. Let's look at the scenario here. We want to help three different students to compute the area of triangle. Remember the step, analyze the problem. The problem here is area of triangle. The next thing, identify the input and output variables, and also identify the constant if you have any. Here, the left-hand side, which is area, represents the output variable, which is going to store our final calculation results. Then you can use any name for your variable, but in my case, the variable name I want to use for the output variable is area. Then on the right-hand side, the right-hand side represents your input variables. We have three terms on the right-hand side. The first is 1 all over 2. 1 all over 2 is a number. As such, it will be placed under constants, either 1 over 2 or zero point 0.5. Then the second term is b, which represents base. The base will be under input variable. That is what the student is going to type as a value for his or her computation. Then the third term is height, and that also is our second input variable, and to be placed under the category of input variable. Without much ado, let us go and write a code, the code to implement area of triangle. So let's open a class file. I'll call this triangle 2. Okay, let me call this triangle 1. So before you start coding at all, since you want to accept input from this console environment, this is our console, environment, you want the user to be able to type in any value of their choice in this console environment. So the first thing is to import the scanner. To import scanner, use the import keyword followed by java dot util dot scanner, then terminate with semicolon. Then within your main method, don't forget your class definition have open brace and close brace, and within your class we have our main method with its own open brace and close brace. So within this main method, that is where we are going to instantiate the scanner class. And how do you instantiate the scanner class? You start with scanner. Your scanner must start with capital letter, followed by your scanner object name. That is a user-defined name of your choice, followed by assignment operator, the new keyword, followed by scanner, open a bracket and close the bracket. Within the open bracket and close bracket, you are going to pass another class called system.in. System.in allows the user to type any input of their choice inside this console window. So this scanner object name, I'm going to call my SP. You can give your scanner object name any name of your choice. So I'll be using SP. Now the next thing, we want to display for our user to type the value for the base of the triangle. So to do that, we'll be using system.out.println, open a bracket, pass the information within double quote, type the value of the base of triangle. Terminate that. Then our input variable is base, but we need to put the data type first. That is int base. Then your assignment operator. In order for our scanner, this is called scanner constructor, and this is our object name. In order for our scanner constructor to read any information stored in this base variable, we'll call this scanner object name followed by a dot operator, then the scanner next method, that is next, and data type used here is int, but assume it's small letter I, capital letter I, N, T, open bracket, close bracket, terminate it. Then I want to copy this and edit. And the next thing is type the value of the height of triangle. The variable name for our input is height. Then sp equals next int. Then finally, before the final part, the next thing is the formula for area of triangle. And that is area, that is our output variable, equals 0.5 times. We don't use times in this manner in programming. To use times, you have to use asterisk, then followed by the variable for base as used here, base, asterisk, height, then terminate with semicolon. Now, when we do our calculation, it's likely our result will have a decimal number. So for that reason, the data type we are meant to use for our variable area should be double. If you like, you can use quotes, but I want to use double. Then finally, we want to display the output. So to display the output, we put here the variable area that is storing the result. And finally, we close our scanner, that is sp dot close, open bracket, close. Now, let us run the code to see if there is error or not. Okay, the console window has prompted us an information. Type the value of the base of triangle. So I want to put here 3. Press the enter key. Then the next thing, type the value of the height of the triangle. I want to put here 9. Then press the enter key. You can see the area of the triangle is 13.5. If you manually carry out this by pressing your calculator, 0.5 times 3 times 9, you get 13.5. But the output is not descriptive enough. So let us make the output to be descriptive. So to do that, I would say, let us pass a descriptive statement in double quote. The result of the area of triangle is. Now, to ensure that our descriptive statement and our variable works together, we need to create a concatenation between them. And to do that, we'll be using the plus operator. It will help us to combine this variable area and this description statement. So let us save and run the code again. Let me put any value, 21. Let me say the height is 10. And you can see the result of the area of triangle is 105.0. So this is more descriptive than the previous one. Now let us compare our code with the one I did previously. Pick the two files, right click, go to compare with, and select each other. I want to show us the difference between two types of coding. On the right hand side, we call this type of code static code. That is, a predefined value is assigned to our variable base. A defined value is assigned to our variable height. As such, anytime we run this code on the right hand side, it will always generate the same result. But on the left hand side here, we have different ways to ask or get input from the user by making use of scanner class. Anytime we run this code, it will always ask the user to enter any value of their choice. As such, the left window here is an example of an interactive code. Interactive code means it allows user to type any input of their choice through the console window. See you in the next tutorial.